Cam fam, welcome back and welcome to Keeping Up with Cam. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. If you're returning subby, thank you so much for coming back. Today we have our toddler boy hairstyle video number 63. So we're gonna get into it, but first...
It's yummy. It's good.
Alright, so getting back to our hair video, guys, we are taking out these two braids. I believe this was in for maybe 2 days or so. I did do a regular wash day routine, and I had to put the products in and everything, let it just kind of sit, let it marinate a little bit before we got around to actually doing his hair. Now, I will say we've got some new products going on in this video, so I'm going to talk to you guys about those. Some we like, some we love, and some I absolutely want to throw through a wall. So we'll get into why I feel about those. But for now, let's prep the hair. We're going to make sure that all the products that you need to be in it, LCO or LOC method, if you haven't already, you want to make sure that you're going into the protective style with the hair in good condition. That way we'll actually be able to retain any new growth that you see during the period of this style being in their hair. So as usual, I started this style thinking I wanted it one way in my head, and then when I started doing it, I ended up changing my mind a little bit, so you'll probably see that. But we are starting from the front of the hair, and we're just going to part it all the way straight back. We are going to be doing 4 braids. They may end up looking like more than 4 braids, but trust me, they are 4 braids. So this is the first product that I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to let you know that you will never, ever see it again on our channel. This was the worst thing I've ever purchased in my life. I'm already upset that I actually paid double the price for it because I got it from a black-owned store instead of going to the Chinese beauty shop. Okay, trying to help out small businesses. It was way, like literally way overpriced. But doesn't it look pretty? Like, oh my gosh, the color's nice, like da-da-da-da. Because I'd seen this on somebody's Instagram. They said it was good. Look what happened. Somebody that works with this, let me know if I'm tripping, because this is like grease. This is not gel. This is not the same consistency as this. And this is an 8. No, sorry, this is a 6. And this is a 10. There's no way this is so just liquidy. Like, look at that. That's just, it's disappeared. This is what it's supposed to be like. Like, look at this. Listen, I can move this and it's still here. This doesn't move. This is just, I don't know. I'm not happy. Not at all. So like I said, the consistency is horrible. It is not gel. It is grease. I opened it. It came opened. Essentially, there was nothing covering it. I put my fingers in it, so I had no choice. I had to keep it. Literally, I did not put it in my hair. Did not put it in his hair. I don't know what that is, but whatever they sold me, it was not gel and it was not shine and jam, and I'm very frustrated. So I literally found this out as I was parting his hair here, and I had to find an alternate, which is the red one gel that I showed in that little clip. So that's what I'm using in this video. I don't want to be using that in his hair, but I literally had gone out before I started this video to go get the shine and jam, so I was kind of stuck. I had to do his hair, and I had no other option. So I did use red one in this video. I don't even know if I'm ever going to go back to shine and jam. I'm probably going to try one more time from my regular store and make sure, but I feel like I do want to like complain because it's just insane. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling. So we've gone ahead and we have separated the hair from ear to ear, and then we worked in the front. So we're going to keep that middle separation that we had, and we're going to put that in 3. We're going to have it into 2 to begin with because we want it to be even, and then we're going to cut the one section closest to the ear. We're going to cut that in 2, and then the back portion we're going to cut into 2. And because we're going to have those 2 pieces in the front join into one straight back braid, we're going to have 2 in the back only. It might sound a little bit much, but it will make sense in a minute. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit more of this horrible Shine and Jam imposter that I purchased. Alright, so as you guys can see, it is just like literally like grease. It's like something you would put in your scalp. It's so soft, it's so just liquefied essentially. Like you know that when you have the Shine and Jam, it has a bit of texture to it. Like this one, you see how it holds up? It's like a wax type thing. That's what it's supposed to be, but it wasn't. So we're moving on. Just wanted to let you guys know, be wary, because it was not working for us. So I've gone ahead and I put some of the red one onto our part, and I'm going in and I'm cleaning up the part. Since we're doing bigger braids, bigger sections, we want to make sure that the parts are as clean as possible. We want to make sure that the hair is as neat as possible. So when we're doing the braids, we want to make sure that we have enough product on the perimeter of the braids to ensure that all the hair goes in and sits in that desired position and looks like we want it to look. So I'm going in and fixing up just a little bit more. I'm cleaning up that part that's in the front section, and I'm making sure that it lines up with the part in the back section. We are just doing a easier way to do some straight backs, a little design in it. This is also a trick to understand how to section your hair properly when you're doing straight backs. If you have any issues with parting properly, always go half and half. So do ear to ear across, and then you can line up your back and your front together to ensure that you're not having sections that have too much hair or not enough hair and it's looking a little wonky. So once I've done that, I'm now going in and I'm going to separate the first part of our two parts. So I've gone in, I've put the I've put the red one onto the hair, and I'm just going in and braiding normally. I'm gonna start at the front of the hair. I'm gonna go to the back. I'm gonna use my tail comb as I go down, and I'm gonna just try and get all the hair in there. This one isn't as important because it is a little bit smaller, but it is very important to have that comb or brush with you as you're braiding on the bigger sections. Again, we want to keep it neat. We want to make it look good. So that's just a little tip or trick to help achieve that look that we're going for. And because we are joining these braids, we don't have to braid all the way down. I'm going to now go in and detangle. I'm using my favorite Red by Kiss brush, the absolute best brush in the world. I'm going to make sure that all the tangles are out. This brush does not nick or, pull the hair, so it's amazing for that. This is the amount of gel that I'm using in this section. I think just on the first part, and then I use the same on the bottom part. Keep in mind though, I don't like using a lot of product, guys, especially when it's like not like kid geared. So I was a little light-handed with the amount that I'm using, but if this was my regular Shine and Jam, I would have actually put a little bit more in there. You just want to make sure that the hair is well saturated and that it's going to allow for the style to take shape properly. Now I do want you guys to also know, because I think this red one gel is available in the US. It's decent, but it does leave white residue. If you're using it for like your edges or things like that, it's for sure not going to be what you want to use. Unless you put like a little bit of oil on it before, like oil on that section before, like olive oil, peppermint oil, castor oil, whatever you want to use, put that down first and then use the gel. That may help ease the white residue. But if you're going to be using this to do box braids, yeah, it's not going to be the best. So I did use this because I was in a bit of a pickle. But if it was a regular day, this would not be my go-to. This would not be on my list at all for his hair. Make sure that you're brushing and combing everything out. I had to use the adult brush that I hate to use because I couldn't find his brush until afterwards. So I am now going in and I am just braiding the braids together. I'm taking the hair from the left and the right and using them essentially as one big braid. So each braid has 3 pieces. I'm going to use 2 pieces from the left and then leave 1 piece in the middle, and then 2 pieces from the right, leave 1 piece in the middle, and those are going to be my 3 pieces to join in with the hair in the back to make the braid. Now let's talk about a product I love. This is the Camille Rose Kids Brown Butter Melt Mandarin Oil Hair Balm. Ooh, and it is balm.com. It has a very different texture to it, but it does melt once you put your hands on it. So you see, like, it's kind of hard, it's kind of grainy, but once I get it on my finger and you just rub it into your hands, it melts. It's literally like butter. It's so amazing. I love what it does and what it's for. It is a little bit thick, I will say. So what I did with it is I use it for the ends. It adds that like kind of like that oil that you use, like if you're using peppermint or something like that. It adds that to the hair. It keeps the hair shiny, and just kind of seals in any other product that you've used. So I use it more as a sealant, but I also do use it in the roots at times, depending on like if I'm just doing an LOC or LCO. But to like use it in like a regular style, it's a bit thick for that. So just kind of be wary of that. So now we are getting ready for our second braid, which is kind of like our third braid. So we're literally just lining this up as a regular straight back braid. We had our 3 sections to begin with to start our braid, and I'm using the comb as I go. Like I said, this is a bigger section, so we want to ensure that all the hair is coming into place properly. We want to keep the braid as centered as possible. That way it doesn't look chunky, it doesn't look like a snake where it's like on one side and then on the other side. It looks neat, it looks cohesive, and it looks like what we want it to look like. So take your time with the bigger sections. Ensure that you're using a comb or a brush or your finger. Some people just use their finger if they prefer. Detangle as you go. Don't be shy to be combing and brushing every 2 seconds, especially when their hair is thicker and curlier. Like his hair, it requires a lot of detangling constantly, as you can see. So I did that. Alright, so I want to talk to you guys about this Camille Rose Kids Sweet Puddin Mandarin Hair Buttercream. It wasn't used in this video, but I did use it in his hair when I was getting it ready for this video. And let me tell you, if I can recommend one product for the rest of my life at this point from what I've used, it would be that. It literally goes in the hair just like silk. It feels so good the moment it touches the hair. It's not greasy, it's not thick, it leaves no residue, no white like cakiness, nothing. It keeps the hair soft. I can't tell you guys, and like, it's honestly the best thing I've used. So if you can get your hands on this, absolutely my new favorite. Buttercream hair butter moisturizing hair cream, whatever you want to call it, it's my number 1, top of my list. I don't know if I'm going to use anything else. Again, don't forget to seal those ends. Adding the oil or the oil butter, it's not going to be moisture that you're adding in, because oil is not a moisturizer, but it's going to help keep in and seal in any moisturizer, any moisture products that you're putting in. The main thing we want to be using for moisture is water, or a combination of like water with some cream in it, something, conditioner. But again, we wash the hair, we put in those products, and we are now sealing the end so that once this hairstyle is in, it is locked in and it is helping the hair grow. It's helping the hair be a protective style and ensuring that we retain the length that we get through the time of this hairstyle. All right, time to grease our scalp. I'm going in with my favorite. It is the Kuza 100% Indian hemp hair and scalp treatment. It works so well for us. It does have the little bits inside of there that promotes the growth and helps get those natural products to penetrate the scalp and ensure that the hair is not dry, the scalp is not dry, which again retains our length. We are not growing hair with these products, we are retaining. So after doing the exact same thing on the other side, you're going to come out with 6, but technically 4 braids. This is what it looks like. I put pictures in here because it was really hard to get him to sit still for a video. But we hope you enjoy this video. We hope you enjoy this style. Please don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Thumbs up this video if you like it. Talk to us in the comment section below because we love talking to you guys. Also check out our Instagram at keepingupwithkham. And like it says on the screen, subscribe. Subscribe if you have not already. Tell your friends and family, share our videos, our channel, and we will see you guys in the next one.